Drew McIntyre, he came in there, he said, "You thought I quit, but that was a lie. It was obviously I wanted to mess CM Punk up." And then he brought up the bracelet he stole from CM Punk last week, and we got a super close look to it, and we saw that Larry was written on there, and AJ. For those of you who might not know, Larry is a weird looking dog. That's what Drew McIntyre said too. I'm just repeating Drew McIntyre's words. After he said that, the crowd chanted for Larry, which was amazing. And then AJ is obviously AJ Lee, CM Punk's wife, former WWE wrestler. Maybe she'll be back because of this angle. I don't know. But yeah, he just cooked CM Punk the whole time. And then, he got up out of there and, messed with Adam Pearce for the rest of the night. But Brian, did you get to catch this segment?
Of course, my brother. I was making that chicken in the kitchen, man. What's going on?
Yeah, what do you think about Drew McIntyre, man? Is he still killing it?
Yeah, I think he's still doing all right, man. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
There's only so much you can do, bro, when your prime rival is at the moment injured, and I think he's been doing a pretty good job. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is going to be a good match from what we're looking at. We got to see where this goes, but man, I'm honestly very excited.
It's going to be a good match
to see these two get in the ring. Very.
What's going to be a good match?
Huh?
What's going to be a good match?
Definitely not the Undertaker because he's retired, buddy. Keep it moving.
Oh, come on, bro. I hope you're not talking about CM Punk and Drew McIntyre because that match is not happening.
If you're okay, the match is not happening. Maybe we could argue about that.
Check it out. CM Punk last week, right? He said, "I'm going to the doctor on Monday, so I won't be on Raw, but I'm hoping to get some good news to deliver to you guys on SmackDown." When he showed up at SmackDown, what happened? They wrote him off TV, so it's not looking good for that man, CM Punk.
Not even SummerSlam? Do you think he'll be back by then and doing it up?
I don't think so. I think if he was going to be back, they wouldn't have written him off TV. I think he got some bad news when he went to the doctor on that Monday. News. And it's not looking good. Big Om, did you hear anything about CM Punk's injuries or what do you think's going on? Why didn't we get this return announcement on Friday?
Well, Kenny Baum right now sounds like, me about 5-6 hours ago. Sounds like he's getting worked. Kenny Baum, my good friend. Professional wrestling is built around manipulating the audience and making you rethink yourself and think about things more than once.
Yeah, y'all keep this take in mind now. Keep this take in mind. I just want y'all to listen to him.
Go ahead, Rico.
No, go ahead. Tell the people what you got to say right now because I think you are 100% wrong. But go ahead and finish telling them.
Wow. Okay, Kenny.
CM Punk said that on purpose to get people talking. And all of us, including myself, talked about it. And the reason why we talked about it and the reason why we put it out there is because it's CM Punk. Like, everything this man does is always going to be scrutinized, is always going to be discussed ad nauseum. And WWE and CM Punk are well aware of that, so they're leaning into it. And they have been leaning into it, this entire storyline. So the way I see it is they knew people were going to talk about it. So it's like, yeah, why not tell everyone oh yeah, he's going to announce that he's cleared in Chicago. Let's get a massive rating. Let's get a bigger rating than we did last week, whatever.
What else caught you guys' mind?
Well, off the top of my head, I remember Bron Breakker getting in there and breaking some backs. Well, at least he tried to break Ludwig Kaiser's back. He was going for it. And then Sheamus came out there, interrupted the match. They've been pretty angry at each other, Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser, just going back and forth almost for the past 3 weeks, I think. So I feel like that's a Money in the Bank match or some sort of big rivalry blow-off feud that we're going to see at the main event of a Raw or again, yeah, SummerSlam could be it. But yeah, so Ludwig Kaiser lost or won by disqualification, and Bron Breakker got super angry. And yeah, it's the classic stuff. Basically, though, Bron is, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, trying to get to the Money in the Bank. What is he trying to do? I forgot.
Intercontinental title.
Intercontinental title with Sammy. There you go. So Ludwig versus Sheamus. That's one way. Bron for the Intercontinental Championship versus Sammy. So Kenny, what do you think about Sami Zayn and Bron Breakker, man? Is Breakker taking that title by hook or crook?
Is Bron Breakker taking the title from Sami Zayn? I don't think he should.
Right. Why not?
I don't think he should. We've been building Sami Zayn up from since WrestleMania. For one, I thought Chad Gable should have been the guy that took it off of him.
Absolutely.
So I think, unfortunately, looking at the build and the trajectory of Bron Breakker over these last few weeks, it looks like he is going to take it off of him, but I just don't think he should.
I mean, you look at him, he struggled against Ricochet, and then he had another opponent. He struggled against him a lot too. I think it was Ilya Dragunov. And this week, he wasn't really beating Ludwig Kaiser that much either, like a squash match, right? Something you would expect from like a super main eventer, Goldberg type guy. So I could see Sami Zayn just pulling off a weird trick and getting away with the title, at least in the first time. But Omer, what's your thoughts on this whole feud and the future of Bron Breakker right now in the close, time schedule, let's say?
The future of Bron Breakker is very bright. It's been reported that WWE have big plans for him, especially in the Netflix era. And I think the first step of that plan is going to be to give him a run with the Intercontinental Championship. And, there's no secret that this would be a bit of almost an audition for him in a big time program. Obviously, like, he's still pretty green. He can go. We've seen that in the ring, though. Like, he can go 1,000,000 miles an hour. I don't think I've ever seen anyone run the ropes as fast as that dude can. But the big thing here is, not only is Bron Breakker going to connect with the fans as Intercontinental Champion, how is this going to evolve, right? Because we know what this is all likely building towards. Bron Breakker winning the Royal Rumble in 2025. I think that is, one of the, 2 or 3 big possibilities that could happen if we're being honest.
Right, yeah.
And part of being in that spot, you kind of have to almost kind of earn your way in there a little bit by getting over with the fans and proving that you can handle yourself in a big time, or at least in a program as a single star. Bron Breakker has had the benefit of being the main singles act in NXT, being built as a brick house on Monday Night Raw. And if he plays his cards right, which I think he will, and he has all the capability and the power in the world to do, I think that he will be the consensus #1 choice to win the Rumble come January. And I think, again, this is the next step in that evolution.
You know what? I think that is a terrible idea because we think about Roman Reigns' trajectory. I think right now Bron Breakker is kind of at risk of getting that Roman Reigns stank on him because you can see he's the guy they're kind of focused in on, and they're giving him that spotlight. Now we saw when Roman Reigns was first getting that spotlight, keep Roman strong, protect Roman. He didn't win that Royal Rumble. So if we get Bron Breakker in here like his first year and have him win main event WrestleMania, that's bad. I don't think it's time. I think that's going to do him more harm than anything.
There's a difference.
I'll take it from you, and go ahead, Brian.
There's a difference. Roman Reigns was a face that everybody was not a fan of. Bron Breakker is a heel. And I think man, Bron Breakker has a lot of potential. I said it earlier, I'm like, this guy still got to clean some stuff up. But in terms of what he's doing right now, I'm a big fan. I need him to go on ahead, win that Intercontinental title just to get back on track. To Kiro's question, the IC title got to go on Bron Breakker. This is how you build stars. These are matches that you have to have them win if this is how you want to create a star. Too many times we've seen this where a wrestler gets built and then they get dropped right when they get to that finish line. And right now, Bron Breakker, you got to strike while it's still hot. And I think this is right now the opportunity for him to win that match and continue pushing through.
Brian, I got one last question. Oh, okay, go ahead, Ken.
I just got one question for him. I'm sorry, but has he ran far enough to even get to that finish line yet? Just to have him overcome the first time? I mean, he's not Brock Lesnar. Let's just be honest.
Bro. I mean,
doesn't need to be.
I mean, I agree with that as well. I mean, for me though, I think there is different ways to build stars, and I feel like it hasn't been super effective. Like when they come up straight to the main roster, I think this is a perfect opportunity, bro. You give him the trial with the title. If it don't work out, you drop it. But I think right now, man, you gotta, if you went this far to build this guy, make him look super strong, to then lose to Sami Zayn, then you're kind of hurting his character in the process, in my opinion.
Sami Zayn will get more heat like Roman Reigns did back in the day than Bron Breakker at this case, because he's just like John Cena, beating everybody up with basically nothing. He shows up, beats everybody up. But Brian, one difference you said was Bron Breakker is a heel. He also, I believe, especially if you're comparing him to early Roman Reigns, he can speak a lot better on the microphone. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I like I said, I think this guy has star potential all over him. There's a couple things he's still got to clean up, but I think he's going to be fine.
Okay, well, that's enough of Bron Breakker, man. He's going to be a star for sure.